Hey, what's up? It's Rashad Antonio, the Upon Further Review Shogun on FX. Episode number 4, the Eightfold Fence. All spoilers. I'm telling y'all, if y'all just stumbled across this, y'all gotta get on this, man. Like
Yeah.
Shogun is definitely gonna be one of the best shows of this year. I'm
Yeah.
calling it right now. It's quality television. All right, yo. So Blackthorne and Toranaga and his crew, they get to what's the name of this the island? Little like
Um,
little still town that they went to.
I
Oh yeah, I got it.
before I it yeah,
Ajiro.
go ahead. Ajiro, yes,
Ajiro,
Arrival
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
Ajiro.
So they get
Yeah.
to Ajiro. I remember Ajiro was a place that they went to on the first episode that the ship
Yeah,
ended up, sailing to.
so that was Yabashiga's I can't pronounce the student name. Yabashiga's main spot. And Yabashiga is the guy that we know that's playing both sides of the fence here. He's straddling the fence with his main master, who's supposed to be Toranaga, and the other dude, the other guy who's promised him all this other stuff or whatever. So yeah, they arrived to his. Everybody blowing me up.
Good God.
Right, that you see work stuff and everything. But anyway, they arrive at his little fishing town and stuff where they first arrived.
Yeah,
And that's where
Ajiro.
Ajiro, and that's where Yagashiba left his nephew with the most effed up haircut on I've ever seen in my life in charge. He's the dude that got like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hair is like it's like an Asian version of the George Jefferson, but his hair is still long, but it's just shaved down the middle. Yeah, it's
it's a
wild
it's
looking.
it's a reverse mullet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is crazy because like they got the word that it was like, oh, what I'm saying, Lord, it was like, Lord Yabashiga's returning. And, oh snap. Master Toranaga's coming here too. Hey, let's get this thing cleaned up and get it going real good. So,
Mm-hmm.
they getting everything together, and that's when Toranaga and his galley, along with Blackthorne, Mirko, um, Mark, and God, what was her name? And Fuji and Yabashiga, they all arrive. And when they get to the coast, Yabashiga's entire like force is like they're just chanting and like giving all the praises to Yabashiga and like, oh well, he's back and welcome home and all this nonsense. And my favorite probably part of the show was, I guess, the lady who's like, I guess, the caretaker for Yabashiga. So she said, should have brought out the good one. Should have brought out the good sake for this. That's it is funny because that's one of those things that happens, like especially in everybody's family, not just black family, white family. Everybody like when you be like, "Oh, got to get the good china out." You know what I'm saying? Get the
Yeah,
good wine, or else get the good china, the good cutlery out for what's going on, what's going on right here,
exactly.
or whatever. And so they make land, and these guys are just chanting Yabashiga's name and everything, and then like Yabashiga's like, he's like, Tornado, like, look around, baby, this is mine right here. Like, please do me the honor of inspecting my army so you can see how thorough these guys are. And Tornado just looked around and he pulls out this fan and he starts fan, and they like get quiet, and he's like telling them that he's proud of them and that they're a great army. And then all of a sudden they just like, yo, F Yagashima, and they're chanting Tornado, and then you see Yamashima's face like, what the hell? Like, hold on,
And
like,
his,
yo,
then his
no.
then his nephew was like, "Thought this was about you, big man. What happened?"
Yeah, right, yeah, yeah. Even his nephew with a jacked up cut that was left in charge was like, hey, like, what the hell is going on here? Like, why these people turn? And then it was just like, whatever. And Toranaga tells them how great they are, this and that. And remember, Toranaga had made a deal with Blackthorne of like, hey, look here, dude. I want you to train, you know what I'm saying, Yabashika's army along with my son on the ways of Western warfare or
Yeah.
whatever. He's like, I'm dropping you off here. I'm dropping Mariko off here. I'm dropping Fuji off here. And I want y'all to, like, you know, just teach them the ways of Western warfare. I got to go to Ido, which I guess is
Yeah.
like his
Yeah.
capital.
He went to
His
Edo.
capital,
Remember Edo was the
Ido, yeah.
place where they
He was
had
gonna let
they
them.
made the deal. Was supposedly
Yeah,
it
he
ain't no deal no
let
more.
the build a Christian church or
Yeah,
whatever. He's
yeah.
like,
Man, forget
he's
y'all.
like, you know, do this. And so basically, he sits there, and then there's like, oh, everything is set up for you, Lord Turner. He was like, and Lord was like, yeah, okay. He just gets back on the boat, the goes back out, and they're like, hey, yo, and everybody's looking like, yo, where he's going? Mind you, his army is still chanting this man's name, like Tornaga's
Yeah.
name. And he was like, and then like even the nephew was sitting there looking like, hey yo, the barbarian here? Like, what's up with the barbarian? And then you're still like, hey yo, we can't mess with this dude now, you
Yeah, he's
know, like,
Hamamoto now.
yeah, he
Get this man a
Hamamoto
place to
Jack.
stay.
Yeah. They're like, hey, we gotta give him the good house. You know what I'm saying? So let's get things together for him. And then once again, you see that same lady come back. Oh shoot. Well, you know, the cheap sake is just fine. We ain't need to bring out the good stuff. You see, because Toradaga's leaving, you know what I'm saying? He's leaving. So he's leaving Blackthorne there along with Mirako. And he tells the girl Fuji. Fuji is the young lady who's the wife of the guy who had to kill himself and their child because he stepped out of order. And we saw, like in the preview, that happened last week, her grandfather, who basically is still in Osaka, who's like Tornaga's right hand man, he was telling her like, hey, we all got our own part to play, and now it's your turn to play your part. And she has been basically given the title to be consort for Blackthorne. And she is like disgusted at the thought of that. She's just like, what? Like, yo, like, she's like, yo, go ahead and kill me too. And Miracle was like,
Basically.
nope, not happening. And she was like, yo, well, send me off. So please, for the love of God, do not make me be this man's consort. And she's just like disgusted. And there's like, hey, you heard what our Lord said. You're going to do this. And she's just like, ugh. And so next thing you know, Blackthorne is just looking around and he's trying to get to his ship because his ship is still out in the bay. And like they stop him like, whoa, like where you going, Jack? And he's like, man, the hell, I'm going to my ship. Tornaga said, that's my ship. He's like, I gotta get some stuff off there. Yo, and he tell everybody, yo, where the hell are my men at? Yo, they're like, yo, where are my men at? And so you see the one guy that we find out that is Toranaga's spy, and he's like kind of tell him like, hey, like, no, man, you can't do that. And then like, of course, Yogashiba's little nephew comes over, and of
Kashigi.
course they're Kashigi, that's right. And there is no love lost between Kashigi and Blackthorne, because Kashigi is the one that
Yeah,
had
pissed on that
he pissed on
man.
that. He pissed on that man. And also, you know, he followed his uncle's orders by killing one of Blackthorne's men, had that man boiled alive or whatever. Hey, it's funny how Blackthorne is just cussing this dude out in English, and Tashigi don't know what is going. Tashigi don't know what is going on, whatever. But you
Hey,
know, Miracle.
real quick,
Uh-huh.
before I forget, the before like a lot of stuff happened, when they're going to the before they reach shore, Toranaga and his son have a conversation. He was like, "Yo, like, what we gonna do about Yabashika?" And Toranaga was like, "Man, don't even worry about all that. He cool." But then his son said, "An ally with ambition is no ally at all." And I was like, that is a good line, because that's Yabushige the whole time. This man is really playing tightrope, towing the line on both sides, man. It's
yeah. Because you know, even his nephew is like, yo, I thought we was rocking with Ishido. I thought we was rocking with him, you know, and he's like, hey, yo, we'll talk about that later or whatever.
We really are, but you know,
we really are, but you know, just hey, be easy right now. And so yeah, Blackthorne's trying to get to a ship and they wouldn't let him. And then Mirko basically was saying, look here, yo, you like, what are you trying to do? He was like, yo, Toranaga said that, yo, I could go to my ship, my men. And she was like, your men are safe. They've been sent to
To the Edo.
the Edo for their own safety. But however, you're mistaken. Your ship and your men and you belong to Toranaga. And it is what it is, Jack. And she said, you can't go on that ship without permission. And he's like, yo, for real? Like, he sat there and said, they're like, yeah, you're mistaken. That's not how things work here, Jack. Like, you are at our beckoning right now, and you know your deal. You need to teach these people how to do the stuff, do these things. So then he goes to his they let him know, hey, that your estate is prepared for you. And he's like, estate? Like, what the? He says, am I a prisoner here or whatever? And she was just like, yo, you got 6 months to do this. That's the whole, that's the whole thing. You got 6 months to basically, get this, show these folk military tactics, get this together. And basically, I suggest you don't dilly-dally with it. But as a gift, she was like, as a gift, you're going to get this estate. She said, you're going to get a monthly payment. I forgot how much it was, but it sounded like it was a decent amount that he was getting. And basically, like, dude, you got some say-so here. And also, too, you're going to get Fuji as your consort. And he's looking like, no, he's like, yeah, so she's at your beckoning call. Mirko's like, your beckoning call, for like whatever you need or whatever. He's like, oh, hell no. I don't, whoa. I don't need that. I don't want that or whatever. And Mirko's trying to hype it up like, yo, she comes from like, a royal blood, you know what I'm saying? Like a royal. She's kind of like, her family's like royalty almost. Like, you need to be happy. And to deny this would be so disrespectful to Lord. And he's just like, this bull. And you basically see like a little bit the next few minutes of him just roaming around, and like Fuji's like behind him, like she's doing her duty, but she is like, nah. And he was like, hey, you don't have to follow me. Go away. Shoot. leave me the hell alone, like, type thing. Also, during this time period, you see Yabashige and his nephew, Kishi, they're talking. And he's like, Kashigi, they're talking. He's like, hey, my man, like, what the hell is going on here? Like, what the hell is going on? He was like, look here, man. We got to do what we got to do. We're still with my man, but, Lord Toranaga, this and that. And the thing is, Toranaga is not a damn fool. He knows that, but I guess he's going by the whole, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer, or what,
he's obviously playing like the long game with this.
Yeah.
I mean, because think about it, he's always been 3 steps ahead. So even when they got there and they had a conversation, he was like, look, look, you can just take the army and the ship and it be your stuff. And then you could present that as a gift to Ishido. And
right.
And
he was like, it may be, he said, it may be Toranaga's, but he ain't here right now. And this is your village and this is your town, baby. So it's yours. Present it as a gift.
That makes sense.
Right.
That makes sense. Because we already know, like, Yabashige ain't, he's not that cunning. You know what I'm saying? Like, like even his facial expression, how he play it, like, yo, he be giving himself away. Yo. Yeah.
Yeah, he's borderline an idiot, yo. He's probably a great fighter, but he's a borderline idiot, yo, for real with his, he's giving me, take this back to the 80s for sure. He's giving me Starscream vibes.
Oh my God.
He's giving me Starscream vibes. He's giving me for my 80s G1 Transformer fans out there. He's giving straight up Starscream vibes. Megatron, I bow with your excellence. Whatever. The whole time he's trying to replace my man, because if I'm not mistaken, I think he's like, yo, why don't you should take Toranaga's place on the
Regent, yeah,
on the Regent and stuff like that. And he's like, hey, yo, chill. We working we working on that. And then along with that, you got Toranaga's son, who's kind of like he feels like he's not getting no respect either because they're like little man,
Yeah.
you only
Yeah.
the only reason we got a damn F with you or talk to you because man, you Toranaga's son, man. Get the fuck out of here, kid.
Yeah, he
know,
you insolent nepo baby. Get out of my face.
Yeah, right. They're definitely treating him like a little nepo. Like I don't think he's probably seen no battles for real or anything like that.
Because he told me in the other episode, he said, man, you ain't fighting nobody, yo. Get out of here.
Right, like you ain't fighting nobody. You know, you got your swords. What have you done to earn them swords? And then we see a couple of weird scenes between Kashigi, which is Yagashiba's, and his girlfriend or whatever that chick is or what that because that's the same chick that is. I'm trying to figure her out real quick. I'm still trying to figure her out.
Oh no, because she back for a reason, yo. I feel like I don't know. It could be it may just be like the whole thing about how, which is very true. How she could just be the power of the vagina. Like I'm just saying, man, because he did cardinal mistake number one, yo. He did cardinal mistake number one, and I mean, you saw it, Rashada. I'm pretty sure you was like, this mother right here when he was getting it in with her, and he just said, "I love you." I said, "Oh my God!" Listen, people, I am not saying. That girl. You don't say
that at all.
That girl does not love you.
Right. You listen, if you are in the heat of the passion with your wife or your significant other who you've been with for a while, and that is how y'all really feel about each other, cool. That chick is here for the short time, not the good time at all or whatever. And she is using that little.
You said the same thing. She's here for a good time, not a long time.
Right. She daggone. She put in that thing on that boy. And that boy sat there and said, "I love you." He said, "I love you." I said,
over here like sunshine from down Harlem Nights.
What is it like our parents used to say? Especially with us, boy, that girl got your nose wide open, boy. Whatever. She got that boy nose wide open or whatever.
Man, and that's weird because she was first. It's just a weird happening because it's always with Yabashige's people. You know what I'm saying? Because first it was
his like assistant,
his assistant, and then it's his nephew. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she messes around and throw that thing to the Yabashige and he started talking, then we know for a fact she is another Toranaga spy. You know what I'm saying? Like. Because ain't no reason for her to just be knocking him down like that.
Right, for real. She like, and you know what, Rashad, that's the best thing. She's Sunshine from Harlem Nights or whatever with Vinny. He's like, hey, honey, put mommy on the phone.
I ain't never coming back.
Hey, I ain't never coming back. Take it easy. Tell his wife to take it easy.
All right, let's give me a refocus.
I'm sorry, yeah.
All right, so
we can refocus. Go ahead, Rashad.
So basically, like they have this situation where Blackthorne is like, look, I'm gonna train these people right, but I ain't really no infantryman. That's not what I do. I'm about this water stuff. So what I can do is I can show you guys a way to utilize my cannons. And we can go back to the capital in Osaka and just knock the whole thing down. And it was like, okay, that may be plausible. And
but Yagashiba kept saying, he said, like, the problem is your cannons ain't accurate, yo. He was like, your cannons ain't accurate.
Like, the little
pretty
boy Portuguese.
He said the Portuguese tried this.
Trash.
Trash, right.
So Blackthorne is like, okay. We'll see. And then they set them cannons up, and he had his little protractor out there.
Protractor out, like protractor compass type thing. And he showed how accurate the things are. You saw Yagashiba go, oh. They all was like,
he started throwing them angles up.
uh-huh.
Trajectory.
Yeah. He was like, he's like, 30 degrees, lift. It had it, and
Man,
they
he was
started
knocking them
launching.
targets down, boy. They was like, oh snap. I think we got something here. So he's training them in a training, and it's going well. And
One thing too.
go ahead. Go ahead.
One thing, probably one of my favorite scenes in this too. Right before they started training, Kashmigi,
Kashigi.
I said Kashmigi.
You missed it. Kashigi and Schmiegel together.
Yeah, Kashmigi. It's the day they start training, and he goes to Blackthorne's estate. Kashigi goes to Blackthorne's estate and is like, "Hey, let's go." Also, before that, Mariko basically was able to go on Blackthorne's ship and get his pistols, get his hammers, them things, you know what I'm saying, for him off the ship. And like she basically said, "Hey, I got you," you know what I'm saying. I can't let you go on the ship, but I think I know what you wanted. And she got him back his guns, and he was like, "Oh, awesome!" So it's time for him to go. Because she's like, "Hey, yo, he got to hand over them guns, yo. He got to hand them guns over."
Great scene.
And then like Blackthorne is like, "What's the problem here?" And she's like, "They say you got to turn your guns over." He was like, he started cussing about, "Tell this little ish stain that I am not turning over my gun." He said, "They can walk around with their swords, I can walk around with my gun." And she was like, "Hey, look here, yo, just hand the guns over, dude, or whatever." And he's like, "No." And my man double barrel pulled them jakes out and it was like, "Yo, what's good?" And they pulled out their samurai swords and it was a standoff. And then this is when Fuji starts to show that she's MVP material. She starts speaking in Japanese. She put her hand on Blackthorne's shoulder, starts speaking in Japanese to him, and he's like, "What is she saying?" And Miracle was like, "Look, she's saying give her the guns. She will, protect them." And he's like, "Man, she allowed to shoot me with them jacks." He was like, "No." She was like, "No, like that's your consort. She will protect them with her life for you because you told her to." And then he was like, "Okay." And he handed the gun to her. And then here go your boy, Kashigi. Turned over the guns. She said no. And he rolled up on her and she flipped that. I said, "Woo!" And she put that thing. And Blackthorne looked and was like, "I like her." Like that. And then they basically was like, "All right, bet. She can keep the guns for him." And and then that's when we get to the trajectory and all that stuff for them.
Yeah.
That stuff.
So one day they out there just doing their thing. And your boy comes from the capital. The boy Nabara Josen. You know what I'm saying? That's a Shido's aide. Yeah. Josen shows up and he's like, "What the hell y'all got going on here? Like you need to get back to the capital because you gotta talk to, you know what I'm saying, Ishida want to talk to you."
Yeah.
And Yabashiga's like, "Oh my God, they gonna kill me." And he's like, "Hey."
He was like, "I'm gonna die from one of these ends." Oh, either
he said, "How?" He said, "Okay." He said, "Y'all here?" He said, "Why is a white man just chilling with y'all like this? Like, y'all hanging out with him over here? Like, I don't even understand what y'all doing here out here. We ain't killed this bastard yet." So, Yamashita says, "Look, it ain't really what you think it is."
They are a distance away from the rest of everybody else to hear. And
he's like, "Fam. Listen. How about, hey, I'm trying to do the triple cross. So I want you to keep this on the low between me and you. You know what I'm saying? Before we go back to Osaka, look, spend the night, you know what I'm saying? Chill out. And in the morning, I'm gonna show you what we doing with this white boy and how I'm gonna give all this to Ishida." And he's like, I guess so.
It better be worth my time. That's what he basically was like.
Yeah,
It better be
yeah.
worth.
And then in the distance, you see Tornaga's son. And
Yeah.
this man is heated because he
Uh-huh.
already know he playing both sides. You know what I'm saying? He
Uh-huh.
know Yamashita playing both sides.
And
So
he don't like a Shido's guy because they tried to kill his
try to kill
pops
his
and
dad.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. And
Mm-hmm.
he's just like, hey man, he was like, and then that's when Young Shop was like, hey, these are our honored guests, prepare a room for them. And Toradaga's son is like, the hell you mean prepare a room? Like, well, he's like, hey man, the hell you mean prepare a room? Blah 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 blah. We need to notify my father this stuff. And then one of Young Shiba's guys was like, hey, yo, shut the hell up. Like, basically tried to punk him.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up, man.
Again.
We got
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
again. So he got punked again in front of them. And so that's where Young Shiba and his nephew were talking. They was like, what's going on? He was like, hey, man, we gonna try to make this happen. He said, yeah, we gotta do something about Toranaga's son, for real. And then Kashigi was like, don't worry, I'm gonna handle this. So it gets later on that night, and Kashigi and Toranaga's son, they're talking. Toranaga's son, like, yo, man, I'm sick and tired of people playing in my face, for real. They're trying to act like they don't know who I am. And like they don't know that I'm Toranaga's son. Like I might be next in line. I'm tired of playing in my face like this. And Kashigi he is just basically he's just stirring the pot. Hey, look here. I think you should do something about it. Like that, I think you should approach my uncle, or better yet, you should those guys and let them know like what the hell y'all doing here type stuff. And he's like, man, I need my father's permission. He was like, well, you want to know why they don't respect you? Because you're already waiting for your damn daddy to do stuff for they wait you. Basically, that's what he's saying. Like, yo, he's like, you a daddy's boy, and you always got to wait for your daddy's reply and stuff. And he was like, I'm just saying, he says, look, we got the army here and this and that. We can handle this. And Tornado's son is like, yeah, I think you're right. I think I might just have to do something about this. Then you cut to a scene where Blackthorne is in his you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to say his house,
Okay.
his newly acquired house or whatever. And they're having dinner. Him, Mirko, and his and Fuji, his consort, and they're eating. And he's like, hey man, what y'all eating? And they was like, oh, we don't think you would want this. He said, man, I want to try what y'all eat. And it was like, well, the women, man, let me get some of that. I want some of that or whatever. And they're talking. And then he turns and he looks at Fuji and was like, and he speaks a little Japanese to her. And she's kind of like, oh, like, and she's warming up to him. And he looks at her and he has Miracle translate like, I'm sorry that, what I'm saying, I might have been, off-putting the first time we met. I'm sorry about this, blah, 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 blah. I have a gift for you. He was like, he says, like, yo, these are my guns. He says, this what I'm about to give you? That's my favorite. That's my very favorite gun right there. And he's like, I mean, you're showing that you really want to learn how to use it. And he gave it to her and said, hey, I'll show you how to work that. And she kind of was like, oh my God, like,
What am I gonna
really?
do with
And
this?
what am I gonna do with this? And he was like, cool. And she bowed and she accepted the gift. And then she got up and walked away. And he was like, did I insult her or something? She was like, no. And she came back with the gift for him. And I was like, oh, here we go, Jack. She came back with her two samurai swords. And he was like, yo, what's this? And Miracle was like, hey, you that's her father's swords, like, and like passed down. That's her father's swords. That's for you. She said that she cannot serve a man who don't have no swords. And he's like, what? I
Man,
don't
I
can't.
can't
I
accept
can't.
this.
He says, yo, I can't accept it. And then Miracle was like, no, like, you don't understand. I told you she comes from like a royal family line. Though that is a big deal for this. And they accept it. And then you see how they bonded. Also, throughout the episode, you see that Mirko and Blackthorne are also kind of bonding a little bit. You know, he's telling her that he feels that she should be grieving for her husband that, you know, sacrificed himself. I put that in quotations because we don't know whether or not he's really dead. But Baruto,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, and even said like, look, yo, Fuji family died too. Like, I don't think I should be up here beating and skeeting with her. You know what I'm saying? That just feels wrong.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's like, yeah, her family died and stuff. I can't be, you know, a word and you know, handle my little Asian fetish, you know, with her. And he was like, yo, you follow me around and stuff. Like, yo, you should be. And she's like, look, yo, my husband was a warrior. He died a warrior's death or whatnot. And later on that night, he's out taking a little stroll and he goes to the hot springs and he's like, take me a little hot bath.
Mom just take me a little bath, you know what I'm saying?
And Miracle is like follow him and she's like, oh, and he turns around and she sees him naked and stuff. She's like, oh, and she's like, I'm so sorry or whatever. And then she was just like, I'm glad you're getting used to taking baths now because
I'm glad you decided to take a bath.
Bath. Because remember,
Stinking white man.
Saying, this man was saying that he was only used to taking a bath like once a week or something, like once a week.
No, he said I already took a bath a couple of days ago. You know what I'm saying? Like
a couple of days ago.
Yeah, because you already know the just how nasty England was when it comes to hygiene. And then how the Africans had to teach them to clean and bathe. But history lesson for another day. Anyway.
Yeah. So she sits down while he's in the hot baths. She sits down like beside him, like not in the water and everything, and she's kind of telling her family like history. I didn't quite get it a little bit, but something happened with her family. She says everyone knows my family name in Japan, and something happened, and it seems as if Toranaga took her in.
It's like her whole family probably got murked. And she survived.
Yeah, and he took her in or whatever, and all that stuff. And she starts, talking, and she was like, "If I was to go back to England with you, would your queen want to see me?" She was like, "Hell yeah. Listen, man, this dude is like, because he made it seem like, oh, I got access to the queen, because he kept saying, I'm serving my queen. Or something like he got access to the queen. I'm pretty sure once the queen found out that there was a Japanese woman there, she probably like, yo, I would love to. But he made it seem like he knew. He was like, yeah. She want to see you. She
go see the queen, have a conversation. Sure.
Have a conversation, have a little English tea or whatever stuff. So later on that night, Blackthorne is in his crib, back in his crib, and Fuji tucks him in and says, good night, say Lord. It walks out. About 10 seconds later, that door opened back up. Somebody else. It's got daggone Mirko. It was Mirko, right? I want to make sure I won't tripping.
That's what I thought. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I thought it was Mirko. And she comes in there and she like caresses him and he grabs her hand like, yo, what the hell? And they start kicking it. They start getting it in. And the next morning, Fuji's out there drinking her tea right beside, Blackthorne. And he comes out there like, oh, he's all refreshed and like, yeah, baby. It's a beautiful morning. It's pouring down, raining out. Morning. And the next thing you know, Miracle comes out and he was like refreshed. Says, you look like you got a spring to your step a little bit. And then you just see Fuji looking like, I know these niggas did not just. And then, but the thing is, Miracle played it off like a G. She was like, I hope you appreciated the gift that I sent to you last night. And he's like, huh? What? You right? He was like, and she didn't say that. She just smiled. And he's like, and I think he picked up the vibe like, oh, shut the hell up, dude. Just, if it was her, hey, it happened. And
because could you see how and the funny thing by that scene too, when they cut to that 3-shot and they're all side by side, you can see they Mariko and Fuji both had the same haircut.
Yes.
So
Yes,
I
they
was
did.
like, that was Miracle, right?
Right. Exactly. I'm like, was that Miracle? Maybe it wasn't Miracle. I don't know. So we're the next morning. It's time for the demonstration for each of those men. And Yoga Sheep was out there. Hey, beautiful morning. Out here to show you guys how to do this or whatever. And Blackthorne's looking like, why the hell are we doing this? To Miracle. Miracle's like, hey, yo, we just doing this or whatnot. And talking. And then next thing you know, Toranaga's son, my man says, this is an insolence. He said, he basically cussed, this is insolence, this is, shame, blah, 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 blah. Man, we ain't about to do this bull or whatever. And Yogashiba's like, hey, yo, what the hell is going on? Like, Maddie, I really think he don't know what's going on. He don't know
because he can't act, so he definitely was
right.
like truly confused.
Yeah, and we've been calling that dude Toranaga's son. His name is Nagakato.
Yeah.
So Nagakato is like, hey yo, go home, get out of here, blah 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 blah, this and that. And then Josen says, like, you little bastard, who you talking to? Like once again, like, hey, he plays in that man's face again. Hey, you need your daddy's permission? Where your daddy at? Type thing. And then Nagakato's like, you know what? Throws his sword up in the air, and they shoot a cannon from the other side of the valley and destroys Josen's like whole like little squad that was out there. His envoy and squad. And you see Yoga, she was like, yo, like what the like everybody's like, and then you see like Blackthorne, he's covering up Mariko, and Fuji's like, yo, what the hell is going on here or whatever. And then but the thing is, that scene was so gruesome because you saw the horse's limbs blown off. You see the dudes like cut in half by the boulder. Joseph is holding on to God's unchanging. Like half, like the right half of his body is missing. But he's still going out on his sword talking trash. Like, oh, you motherfucker. You think you can do this to me? Oh, you wait. And then that's when Nakakato and his men that's loyal to him just start like picking them off, like stabbing them and killing them and stuff.
He said, you didn't kill me, like this not the samurai way.
He said, this ain't the samurai way.
Nakakato was like, man, shut your ass up.
He killed him. And then Miracle, and then that's when Blackthorne is like, yo, what the hell does this mean? And Miracle's like, war. We are officially, and this is war now. All because God damn it, Kashigi played on Nagakato's emotions
and insecurities
and his ego, his insecurity and his ego. And Nagakato basically was like, I'm doing this for my father without his father's permission. Yagashiba is the idiot who's just like, he's now, I know he's probably there like, I can never go back to Ishido. I cannot, like, hey, my guy, I didn't know this little motherfucker was going to do this type thing. And I mean, it was a great episode of building, but that ended right there. You was just like, oh, this what we doing?
Yeah, so. that was that. I mean, I hate to say it, but that was definitely one of those Game of Thrones episodes where it's just great dialogue and conversation, character building, and then they smack you in the face with the most unexpected ending. Man, that was again.
And that's what I love about this show so far. The dialogue, the world building, dialogue, and the character building in this. And because I hate that, I keep going back with Game of Thrones, but early episodes of Game of Thrones, that's what made early episodes of Game of Thrones so good, was was dialogue and character building, and they're kind of following the same
that mode. I mean, even though we know this is made from a book, the source material for this, but just how they have adapted the screenplay. They're doing it in a very smart. It's just a real smart way how they're doing this, man. Just been a great watch. Great watch.
Yeah, and it's what 10 episodes this season.
Yeah,
and we already at 4 down.
Mm-hmm.
It is 4 down, and I mean, we about I think now it might be another 1 or 2 filler episodes, but I think we about to start getting cooking for real.
I'm just saying, man. This right yeah. This is gonna be good, y'all. I'm just saying. But yeah, that's all we got for this one, man. If you have any comments about the episode or something you like to be missed, definitely type in the comments. If you have not, definitely go back and check out our last Dune video. That thing is like 3,600 views now. Shout out to if you came here from that video and you watching this, man. We appreciate everybody who just joined the past like 4 or 5 days. Appreciate y'all. Make sure I keep sharing the stuff. We do a lot more stuff than just Dune. We do Star Wars. We do Marvel. Whenever DC get his act together, we'll start talking about them again. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes,
other shows we like,
and just the stuff that we just like, man. This is definitely about we talking about what we like. It can be something random and off-putting to you.
Yeah,
stick with us with what you want.
Yeah, we aren't here to promote one brand over another, man. We're just here. We like good TV and we like good, good movies that speak to, speak to us, man, for real. So
yeah,
like, subscribe, share, man, tell people.
Definitely.
Appreciate it,
that's how the thing keeps growing. But yeah, that's all we got for this one. We'll be back tomorrow talking about the Bad Batch episodes 3 through 7, which is really like 2 episodes. But yeah, it's all good. Till the next time.